Hi and welcome to my live. I'm just waiting to see if anybody joins. So this live in England, where I used to live, where I was born, had a lot of friends there, and my friends there, they used to make my friends' families, their mums and dads, they used to have these delicacies called pakoras. So I'm going to show you how to make pakoras at home. They also call them onion bhajis, and I don't know why they call it that. Because onion bhajis is onion and bhaji means sister, so a sister onion. I don't understand why they call this delicacy an onion sister, so you tell me. But in England they have a lot of these shops, takeaways. So they sell like tandoori chickens, and I'm just warming the water up for the mixture. So they sell like tandoori and takeaway stuff, but it's very greasy and very unhealthy for you. So I'm going to show you a vegan version, and it's also a gluten-free version as well. So it has no nightshades in it. The potatoes that I'm using is a sweet red potato, and my family is just making funny faces at me. So I've already peeled the onion and the potato ready to be chopped. I'm just plugging in my machine. The machine is a baking machine, but you can use it for the batter. That's just a microwave. For the batter, I'm going to get the batter paddle out. So the batter paddle, I'll show you what it looks like. So this is the batter paddle, and this batter paddle bashes the batter basically. That's what it does. So I'm just going to attach that and then show you how to make the mixture. Let's put this on. So for this I have my weighing scale. I'm going to just move this. I'll put it here so you can see it. So you need a weighing scale so you can weigh out the amount. Put it on. So this is gram flour. It's made of, in England they call it basin. So I'm going to weigh out, I'm going to get a big ladle. I'm going to weigh out 500 grams and see if that comes. Let's have a look, because I usually do 500 for my mixture. So it's on 0, so that's 1 scoop. It's better to pour with a ladle into your bowl because it's a heavy bag. And that way you're not pouring, flour doesn't go everywhere as well. So then you're not breathing in the flour. So this flour is made from chickpeas. I know I have another follower who keeps complaining about my chickpeas. But this is a basic, it's gone up my throat. It's a basic staple in Middle Eastern cooking. So that's 519, I'll just take some out. I like it to be exact, that's 507. No, it's gone less. 506. So is it 504? 502 grams. 501. Oh, it's playing jokes with me now. Exactly 500 grams. So we'll do that in there because you might need it again for afterwards. So you can see it's like orangey golden brown. So this is the flour powder or whatever. So I'll see if 500 is enough because I haven't made it for a while. So that's the flour. So I'm going to add a bit of spices to it as well. Well, I might do that. Yeah, I'll do that as I go along. So to the powder, move the weighing scales out of the way. We shall add. Actually, yeah, we can add it now. It'd be better if you add it first. So I'm going to add some dried coriander. It's easy to grind it, or I can do 2 at once, or then they might be noisy. So that's just dried coriander. I'm going to add dry powder to it as well. So pakoras are fried. Once you've done the mixture, you leave it for about an hour or so, just for the flour to just for the gluten in the flour to work. Well, I don't think it has gluten. 'Cause it's supposed to be gluten free, but just for the mixture to like bubble up. So this is mixed black pepper. So I'll put some of that in it. And I'll show you after, once I've ground everything, what it looks like before I mix it. So you just put in how much you like. So I'm just putting in as I go along. The battery's a little bit slow. So that's that. Now I need to get some salt to put into it. And I'm going to put some, the other day I got some hemp seeds, so I'm going to put that in as well. Just close that door because the light is shining in. So, if you have an Action shop near you, you can get this pink rock salt from there for 89 cents for 500 grams. So you just want to roughly put in So normally pink Himalayan rock salt is quite expensive, but you get a big bag, 500 grams, half a kilogram for 89 cents, which is quite cheap. So this is hemp from, I think it was from DM shop, yeah, DM. So I'm just grinding some of these seeds into it. So adding these sort of things just gives a bit of extra vitamins and minerals, because you need that with the pandemic, just so you don't get sick. Especially if you're vegan or a vegetarian, you need the more vitamins and stuff, because you don't get that because you're not eating meats. So I just grind it with it. So I'll just show you what it looks like before I put more spices in. So there you can just about see what it looks like. I'm just going to mix it and then put the rest of the spices in after. Actually, I'll put it in because as it mixes, it'll mix it more evenly, I think. Come to think of it. So I'm going to put dried coriander powder, which is called dhania, 1 big teaspoon of that. And you can just put in whatever you want. Right, I need some more garam masala putting in after. So because I'm allergic to nightshades, I use sumac powder, which is this red powder, sumac. So I just put a teaspoon of that in, just for the colour and taste. I'm going to put a small amount of ginger powder in, just to help with the immune system. So this is ginger powder. You can put fresh one in, but I have powder. I don't like the smell of fresh one. And I'm going to add some mint, dried mint. So you can use whatever herbs and spices you like. Doesn't have to be these ones. I'm just telling you what I'm using. So I'll go behind it and then find the other one. And I'm going to add some fennel seeds, because fennel seeds are good for your stomach. So a heaped teaspoon of that. Okay. I usually toast these when I'm making a dish. So this is ajwain seeds, so that helps with your stomach as well. Because I suffer with celiac disease, so this just helps a little bit with my stomach problems. And I'm going to put a little bit of curcumin powder, or turmeric powder they call it. So this helps, it's supposed to help you with if you have cancer. I don't have cancer, but it's supposed to prevent you from getting cancer, apparently, according to some papers on the internet from professors. So I'm just going to throw some more herbs in, which is rosemary. A big dollop of that in. Because we want it to taste nice, and because there's no meat in it, it's just vegetables. So the next one is basil. I don't put chilli in it because I'm allergic to chilli and paprikas. But these flavours will just bring out the taste of the vegetables that I'm going to add to it. So this is thyme. You can add other things as well. I'm just going to find the citron grass that I've got. Citron grass. So this is bio citron grass. Throw a bit of that in. Just get rid of that on the lid. Going to add a bit of grind a bit of ginger pieces into it as well, because I've got a ginger grinder, so I'm just going to grind a bit of that in it, just for a bit of kick to it, because ginger's supposed to help the immune system as well. So that's that. And then I've got turmeric pieces as well. So this is a grinder turmeric, so I'm just going to grind a few of these flakes into it for colour. Now I don't bake or cook conventionally like other people, so you might find the way I cook is a lot different than other people, so don't mind how I cook. If you watch different people, you learn new things. So. Right, I'm just going to get the water now to put into it. So if you warm the water up slightly, I'm just going to put, I've got 500 millilitres, but I'm not putting all of it in. I'll put some of it in. So I've put 400 in, and I'm going to start mixing it on the mixer now. Let's try and move the mixer closer without knocking the coffee machine over. That's it. So let's see if you can see that now. Nope. See if I can move the chopping board that way. Maybe you can see a bit better if I do this. Yes, that's better. So if I do that and then grab my phone, because my phone is charging at the moment, then you can see what's happening. So that's the batter paddle. I might just have to hold it with that and then put a bit more water in. So you just slowly add water. And you want not too runny a consistency, because we're going to add some frozen peas to it, and as the peas defrost in the mixture as such. So you want like a cake mix sort of batter to it. So as it's mixing, you can see it's got that cake-like consistency. And by using the cake mixer to mix it, you're getting all the lumps and bumps out of the flour as well. And this also generates air into the mixture, which means when you fry it in the oil, it means your pakoras or onion bhajis or whatever you want to call it will come out quite fluffy. So I had 500 mils of water. I think I put 450 mils. I had 500 grams of flour, so 450 mils of water has gone in. So this is just the batter for the pakoras. I'm going to chop the vegetables next, just to show you. So this is on the low speed, it's not even on the fast speed. I didn't want to put it on the fast speed because then you won't be able to hear what I'm saying. It's quite noisy. But you can mix this with a handheld whisk machine, or you can even use a whisk. You don't have to use a machine, but I try to use my machine for everything because it saves on my wrists, because I have problems if I use my wrist too much. And also I have a migraine today because my neighbours are still drilling like mad in their house. They're practically ripping the whole house out, so the migraine medication is not very good to have. So I'm just going to pop it back there, then I'm going to show you how to chop what vegetables are going to go in it. So I just put this on quickly, just on the fast speed, so you can hear it. So that's fast, and it just to make sure it's mixed properly. So it only needs a few seconds. So as you can see, then when it's mixed, you can see that running off. So it's like a cake mix batter. So that's what you're aiming for, or a fish batter. So I'll just move that over there, and then here I'll show you. I'm going to start chopping the vegetables now. I don't like touching raw onion because the smell stays on your skin for a long time. So I'll show you these gloves that I purchased. Well, I have another box downstairs, but this is from that shop as well that I keep talking about, Action. They sell these gloves, but these are also good if you're going shopping as well. So the medical quality gloves, and the food safe. They're strong, they're elastic, they're food safe, and they don't contain any latex because I have allergies to that as well. They're powder free, and they can be used on either hand, and they're good. You can use it around the home, in the garden, in the garage, anywhere. So I'm not promoting it, I'm just showing you in case you want to buy some gloves. So I'm just going to wash my hands first because I put the gloves on. I'm just going to wash it just to get rid of any residue that's on it. So if you don't like the smell of any kind of onion or garlic or anything on your hands, wear gloves. So here I've already prepared it, pre-prepared it, so that's a bad bit, so I'm going to cut that off. 2 spring onions, 1 small onion, and this is a sweet potato, but I've already peeled it because I can't have normal potatoes. So if I put the chopping board this way. So first of all, I need to get a bowl to put my mixture into a bowl. So I'm going to transfer the mixture, or actually I'll just get the bowl first for the vegetables. I'll put the vegetables into the bowl first. So I have a bowl ready. So I've just got a bowl. It has this on the bottom, silicone, so as you mix it, it doesn't fall about anywhere. So I hope you can see this. I'm going to try chopping it on this side. Hi Mila. Right, I've got gloves on, so I'm not going to touch the phone now because I'm chopping the vegetables. So when you're chopping something, make sure you don't chop your fingers or slash your fingers. So I have to concentrate a little bit now. So try to chop the spring onions into like little circles like this without cutting the gloves. Push the gloves back a bit. So you want to aim for like circles like this. And the reason why I use a glass chopping board is because the wooden one, I do have wooden ones, but I don't try to use those ones because that's a bit, that bit. The wooden ones, as you chop into it, then especially for me, it then leaves bacteria in there from the meat. Even though you wipe it down and everything, they still can get. Whereas glass, it doesn't. Glass doesn't. Oh, I'm making pakoras, Mila. I'm making pakoras today. You probably know of it as onion bhajis in England, or maybe in America. It's like an Indian vegetarian dish. So in this Indian vegetarian dish, they put a lot of potatoes and peas and, well, I put onions and peas in it and potatoes. You can put aubergines into it. I've tried putting aubergines in it, but now I find, because I'm allergic to aubergines, so I'm not putting aubergines in this. You can also put, what's the other vegetable, let me think, that I can eat. Put sweet corn in it. Let me think. So I'm going to try and separate some of these so they go a bit smaller because you don't want big lumps in the pakoras. So try to separate some of the circles so they're a bit smaller because you want to have it evenly through the mixture. You don't want big fat lumps of onions in there. So just try to separate it so then you get a bit of flavour because the onions are quite strong as well. So normally people put tomatoes in this as well, but I can't have tomatoes or paprika. So any kind of vegetable you like, you can put in it. You can even put spinach in it if you wanted to. But yeah, I don't put spinach into it. I put peas. I'll show you, I've got peas, a bowl of peas. So a bowl of peas will go into it, so I just shove that in there. I'll put the rubbish in there so then I'm not getting it all over. That's my onion there. It's rubbish. So, next part. Need to chop that in. So you can put any kind of vegetable into it that you like. That one's running away. So you can put normal potato in. I'm putting sweet potato in it because I'm allergic to normal potatoes. You can put leeks if you wanted. So whatever vegetable you have available, you can just throw that in. I'm just thinking, what else have I put into it? Oh, you can put chicken into it as well if you have chicken. You can put pieces of chicken into it. So, follower says, yes, I live across from an Indian restaurant. They have pakoras there, but I don't know how to make it. Oh, cool. Yeah. So I'm going to show you how to make it so then you can make it at home. It's quite inexpensive to make at home. And making it at home as well, you can make it, put the ingredients in what you like. You could also put pieces of meat in it if you wanted to, but I suggest you put the meat in last, like just before you're going to cook it. So this mixture will be left for about an hour or so to like just rest. We call it rest, I think. So just when you're holding the knife, hold it from the front so that way you're not chopping your fingers. So you just want to make the onion small. So for this onion, you can chop it like this for any dish. I do have machines that do this, but I can't be bothered to do it like that for today. I'll just show you how to do it because not everybody has the machines. So what you're doing, you hold it from there and that way you're not chopping your fingers. And what you want to do is just gently chop it to make it go smaller. And you don't want to tap it too hard on the board, otherwise you're going to get a headache from it. So you just want to finely chop it now. My eyes are streaming now because the onion is quite strong even though it's quite small. Normally I get my family to do the onions because my allergies are bad. So this is the onion that's done. So scoop the onion up, put it in the bowl. So because I've got gloves on, I won't get the onion smell on my skin because it stays on your skin for quite a while. Even though you can use garlic soap to get it off, but the things like ginger and garlic and onions stay on your skin for a long time. Don't know why they do that, but so this is my sweet potato. It was a pink potato. Oh, it's very hard. It was a pink potato, but it's a thingy now, potato, white potato. So you want to be careful because it's quite hard to chop. So we're going to chop it into quarters first, without cutting my hand. And then chop it more thinly as well. Chop it in half again. And it's a little bit hard, so with the sweet potato you want very thin, fine slices. So if you cut it fine slices, that enables it to cook evenly, and you want to not be eating raw potatoes. So some people might know of this vegetable called a plantain. Now if you know of this vegetable, you can write it. If you know of it, write it on the comments. Because if you know of this vegetable called plantain, you can use that vegetable instead of the sweet potato in this mixture. Unfortunately, I don't have that vegetable because I've not been able to find any. Otherwise, I would have made it with that. So now, because I've got smaller chunks, just make a bit more even. So you want to aim for about less than 1 centimetre in size. And then you want to make very fine, like little cubes out of it. So for potatoes or plantains or any root vegetables, I think they're called root vegetables, you want to make thin slices. So I don't know if you can see that. So it's like a 2 millimeter thin kind of slice, because that way it'll get cooked even, because you're going to fry it in oil and you want the vegetable to get cooked. So I'm sorry about the noise because that's the glass board. So I'll try and do this as quick as I can. But because it's a glass board, it makes that clicking noise. So so what I might do is I'll just chop this bit. I'll just do it. I'll just chop it. You'll have to just put up with the noise, I'm afraid. It's not as bad as the drilling noise. So that one's not chopped. That one can go in there. I'm just thinking what other vegetable you can put in it. Don't put chickpeas in it because the flour is already chickpeas. So you just not. You could add lentils to it. Yes, you can add lentils to it. That's another thing you can add to it. So if you're going to add lentils, I suggest you, if you've got dried lentils, so the dried lentils you need to soak overnight, so they soften overnight, and then just cook them, pre-boil them for maybe 30 minutes, I think, in the morning. And you want to cook it and then leave them to like cool down before you put them in the mixture. So whatever you're going to add to the mixture, it has to be cold, not like boiling hot. And it doesn't matter if it's frozen because it'll just defrost into the mixture. The only thing that I would say is like with tomatoes, because it has a lot of water content, when you try to fry tomatoes in this sort of mixture, it makes the oil bubble up. Because of the water content from it. So any vegetable that has a lot of water content, it will splash the oil as you cook it. So this one's a bit fat. Chop that one up a bit. Nose, chop it up a little bit more here. So that one's too thick. Normally the sweet potato is orange, but this one's turned out white because I purchased this one from a Turkish shop. I think they have different colour. There is different colour varieties of sweet potato depending on the region. I think the German ones are usually orange, the ones that I get from the Kaufland supermarket. And they're not in stock yet because they haven't grown. So I'm just thinking of other vegetable. You could put broccoli into it as well. Finely chop the broccoli. Right, so there's broccoli. Think of other vegetables. You could put pak choy into it if you finely chop pak choy. Let's think of the other vegetables. Let's see. The vegetables that I purchased I'm thinking of because I can't think of the other ones. So the spinach, pak choy, broccoli. There's that other kind of root vegetable. They call it tricolor. It's a kind of a broccoli as well. Similar family. And so there's peas, but there's also like runner beans. You could put kidney beans into it as well. You could put a tin of kidney beans into it. And there's all different kinds of beans. I think there's mung beans you could put into it. If it's dried, again, you need to boil it and cook it first. There's lentils, there's linseed seeds, there's other kind of lentils. I forgot all the names. Somebody will probably know all the names, I'm sure of it. You could even slice mushrooms and put them into it, because my family like mushrooms wild, or I've become allergic to mushrooms as well. You could also put prawns. You know, if you have prawns, you just have to defrost them first, if you have frozen prawns, and use the batter as like a tempura mix. But you'd have to make the batter a bit more thinner and use that as the batter to put it in. So this batter is quite versatile. You can use it for anything really. It's gluten free, so that's the main thing. So that's finished now, so I can shove all this into the bowl and get rid of the glass dish and take my gloves off because I don't need them now. So I'm sorry about all that chopping noise. Yeah, that's because it's a glass chopping board. I'll just clean all the mess up as well while I've got my gloves on. So I always try to keep a tidy work surface area. Just means when you're working with food, means you've got less likelihood of germs. So I'll just wash the gloves and take my gloves off, and I'll wash my hands in case there's any powder from the gloves. So I need to get all the batter off. To use that, I'll be using the silicone. It's quite easy. You just use a silicone brush. Now let's have a look. Yeah, it's fine. I was just checking whether it was too thick or not, because I can always add more water once I've mixed all the ingredients. But because it's got peas in it, the peas will slightly defrost, so it should be fine. So just try to get the batter off it, because you don't want to be clogging your sink up. So these things I just wash in the sink. I don't put it in the dishwasher because sometimes the dishwasher is too harsh for these sort of things. And I can't remember what I've done with the instruction book, so I usually just wash my baking things with them by hand. So that's going to go over here. And the bowl thing, so I'll show you how gloopy it is. So that's my bowl of bowl with the ingredients in. So so you can see it's like a cake kind of a batter, and it's got all the, and it's a golden brown as well, golden sunshine kind of colour because of the chickpeas, and it's got all the herbs and spices that I've mixed in it, so it's thoroughly mixed. So I'm just going to get the rest of it out. So you just use the spatula to ease all the mixture out. And because it's all evenly mixed already, you'll get the flavours. When you've cooked it, it'll be fine because it's all the mixture's already mixed. What my mother and my grandmother used to do, they used to just do the plain flour first. But I find that when you mix, because I do it in the mixer, and you put all the ingredients in, it's mixed more thoroughly. I just like to experiment with things. Me, I don't like being same as everybody else. I think that's why my family go mad with me. Oh, but why are you doing it like that? Your mum and grandma and auntie didn't used to do. Yeah, but I'm not like them. They're just too traditional. I think in our family, if you do anything different, they don't like it. Oh, hi Ruby, what are you doing there? Are you waiting for something? Ruby, my cat is just waiting there now. She's come up from... What's up, Ruby? I'm not cooking any meat today, Ruby. I'm just doing vegetables. Vegetable pakoras. Did you want some vegetable pakoras? She sat there as quietly. She just sits there. She's my critique. Oh, but Mummy, you've missed something in it. Oh, Ruby, what have I missed? Oh, but you're not giving me my treat. She sits there because she wants her biscuit, her cat food treat. That's why she sat there patiently. She waits. She knows I'm doing something, so she waits. But it's the look she gives you. She's like a little child. She just sits there waiting. And so I just clean off the mixture there with a spoon. She sits there quietly, very patiently, sitting there until she gets what she wants. So I'm just going to use a wooden ladle just to mix it all. So there's the mixture. So, whoops. So I wasn't expecting that. So you just want to mix everything up nice and evenly like that. You can be rough or gentle or whatever you want to do with it, but as you can see, the bowl doesn't move because it's got silicone on it, so that's the good thing because I'm quite clumsy. As you can see, the migraine medicine just makes you a bit disorientated a little bit. So if you can see that, that's the sort of texture that you're aiming for, because as the peas, that's just Ruby eating the biscuits. So as the peas dissolve in the mixture, you'll get a bit more what do you call it, the mixture will get more gloopy, runny. But I do have this much water left, so I'll probably add that now just to make it a bit more gloopier, because it's gone a bit thick now. So I've used 500 grams of chickpea flour, and now I've used 500 millilitres of water in it, so it's an even amount. I thought I would probably use that amount, but I don't put it all in because sometimes, depending on how hot the water is. So as you can see, that's become a better consistency now. And everything's mixed in it. You can see the vegetables. So I'll be coming back on live later on to cook it. So if you want to join me live to see how I cook it and see the results from it, then I'll be showing you. I have baked the cake. The cake is cooling down. I baked a cake earlier, the lemon cake. So I'm just waiting for the cake to cool down before I decorate it, and then I can show you that later on as well. So this is the kind of consistency you want to aim for, whatever vegetables you have in it. If it's too gloopy, if it's too runny, you just add. So this is the flour. I'll show you. So if the mixture's too runny, you just add some more flour to it. So you don't have to buy that brand, it can be any brand of chickpea flour. This is just one that we picked up from the local store. So you just want a pack of flour that says made of chickpea flour. I haven't tried corn flour, maybe corn flour might work, but the chickpea flour is the one that we use, and it's less expensive than the... I do have the corn flour, I can show you. If I can find where I put it. Is that the... No, that's the gluten-free flour. Where did I put the corn flour? Oh, I've put it somewhere else. I think I put it in the baking cupboard. Let me find it. I did show it the other day. See, I put things somewhere and now I can't remember where I put it. Oh, I'll have to show you next time. I did buy some corn flour. It doesn't matter what brand of corn flour it is, you can try it with corn flour, but yeah. So, that's the mixture, and I'll be coming on later on to fry it. So if you're interested in, see what time we're on. So it's 6 o'clock, so I'll leave this for about let's see, about 30 minutes. I'll come back on live in 30 minutes maybe, and then show you. So I'll just save this video then.